It's gonna be a temple, it's gonna be a shul, and I hope it is, but I just think it needs to go through approvals.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Name and address for the record.
Yankee Gindorf, 26 Lancaster Lane.
Good evening, Mr.
I
Gindorf.
want to address this early gentleman. An area of means it's all personal property. Am I wrong?
Yes.
So then what's the problem with him on your property?
Excuse me, you're actually supposed to be speaking with
Oh, I'm
me,
sorry.
not to other people.
An area
It's
of,
Talmudic law now.
an area of,
I understand what an area is.
okay, so it means, so the objection to the picture should not be an objection because area means it's all personal
Actually,
property.
Mr. Gindorf, the objection is this gentleman claims that someone was on private property that did not belong to them to take photos. I thought that was the allegation.
Right, but an area.
Air has nothing to do with one's private property rights.
Thank you.
Air has nothing to do with one's private
No,
property
it
rights.
makes it all private property.
No, it
Not in your, not in your
It is
personal house.
that is a religious symbol where with the village, we do not get involved in that
An
particular
area
instance.
gives me a right to walk on your property.
No, it does not.
I've had areas of my neighbors growing up as kids.
Mr. Gindorf, a person's property is their property, okay? And I usually don't give free legal advice because it doesn't help me pay the mortgage.
I'm talking
But I will
Jewish law.
tell you
I'm
this.
not talking legal law, I'm talking Jewish law.
I'm talking about that you should stay off someone's property if it's not your own.
I agree.
Thank you. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, please. Name and address for the record.
David Shapiro, 23 Appledale.
Good evening, Mr. Shapiro.
Thank you. Good evening. Just a few quick questions. 15 Appledale, what is actually happening there?
Okay, you tell me. I don't,
Big construction going on, big basement.
Right, well,
I
find
think
out.
we all know exactly what's going to go on, but this is something on the record I'd like, to say. Also, I notice, I notice everybody's speaking about respect tonight, with all the different ethnic groups. I think, and everybody would agree with that, but it's when some people and some ethnic groups do not play by the rules and the laws that are given by Chestnut Ridge, like trespassing, which there is a gentleman here who's been doing that on 5 different people's property. It was mine in the beginning, it's my neighbor to the left, and it's the next door neighbor over there. So there has to be respect, and I think if there is respect, there's no problem, and everybody has to play by the rules. Another question I want to ask you is if there is a construction stopped by the Chestnut Ridge Village, because they didn't have the certain forms, are they able to legally take down the sign from the house when it says there's, they can't continue?
Usually when there's a stop work order, that has to stay on the structure unless and until the violation is addressed.
So why is it that one of the homes, 26 Pascack, has taken it off the home and you guys have not done anything about it? I have called the town, and I'm sure numerous other neighbors in my area, the neighbor to my left, the neighbor to my right, has called about that, and nothing has happened.
We'll find out. This is no problem. We'll find out.
And what about trespassing? When somebody continues, you put signs
Call
up?
the police.
I've called the police numerous times. You talk about respect. You talk about.
Absolutely.
To me,
I
sir,
agree.
just to me, sir.
It has to be. It has to be all ways.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Gentlemen, just through me.
Yes.
If you're seeing somebody that's coming on your property on a regular basis that shouldn't be there, and especially with the days of technology, you take a photo, you call the police, and it's going to be very simple for you to give the photo to the police and the appropriate remedies.
Well,
will
the
be-
police have been called 3 times, and the neighbor to my left, who is an 80-year-old man, is very angry about it, and he tells me that he doesn't know what to do. And now this individual, which I will not mention, but is here tonight, seems to move to the next house, to go on the property and crossing a brook. Now, the other thing I want to ask you is, are you able to take the Pascack Brook, are they able to put like a little bridge so they can continue to cross? Is that allowed?
No one should be building structures in the village that aren't approved by the village.
Exactly. Can you say that again so that everybody hears that very loudly?
I think you heard me, Mr. Shapiro.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, could I add one thing to that as well, Mr. Shapiro? I had a neighbor on Ross who had someone also walking through their lawn. I told him to take pictures
Yes.
and send them pictures to the Ramapo police, and that stopped.
Well, the police have been called
So I
3.
said, take the pictures, and give the evidence to the Ramapo police, so they have evidence to go on,
I mean,
and it stopped.
I just want to say this. I mean, I've been in Chicago a lot, so my neighbor to the right has seen this happen many, many times. and this individual has been spoken to, and the police have been spoken to,
Take
the
pictures.
police have been spoken to numerous times, but it just continues to
As the
happen.
mayor, as the mayor indicated, take pictures, it does work. Take pictures to give the police evidence.
Okay. Excuse me?
Thank you,
No,
Mr.
no,
Shapiro.
say what you want to say. It's happening at 23, 25, and 26.
Take pictures.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Shapiro.
appreciate it.
Real quick follow-up on that very same issue. The fact is, I am working with those neighbors. It's Jerry Liebelson, 31 Midbury Road. I am working with those neighbors. I am in discussion with Sergeant Blaine Howell. I have talked to Captain Martin Riley. And so I'm working with Sergeant Howell. I have told him that we are not going to tolerate this. I'm also talking with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, and I would alert the gentleman and his friends that they are very tough. Okay, and once we start putting up posted no trespassing signs, and we will video, just cut it out.
Thank you, Mr. Levison. Yes, Mr. Levine. Name and address for the record again.
Mark Levine, 14 Lancaster Lane.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for a very good meeting.
Thank you.
You obviously stayed away from the coffee. We appreciate that. I just want to say, as my neighbor said, Mr. Morone, about One Carroll Court. One Carroll Court has actively been used as a synagogue for many years already. None of the neighbors complain. If there's any problem, it's worked out in the neighborhood. But when all of a sudden the neighbors see construction and there's been no meetings on it, it's totally circumvented public hearings and the boards, it starts, unfortunately, to cause animosity in a perfect situation that was existing previously, of neighbors getting along with neighbors.
Mr. Levine, I don't mean to cut you off, but I understand the situation with One Caro. I think everyone has articulated their worries, their concerns, and their opinions. And we will follow the process up on it. We will follow the
The
process.
only other concern I have after this hearing is that they're looking to put an addition on top. I see that as a 6,000 square foot addition to a currently 2,800 square foot home, which is kind of out of character with the neighborhood.
I cannot address that. However, as we know, the footprint will permit what the footprint will permit.
I understand.
And thank you.
I thank you for your time. I thank the board for your time and patience.
And folks, and again, I thank you all for coming out. I know we might have started off a little bit on a higher ramped tenor, but I think it was a good meeting, and we do appreciate you coming out, and thank you. Have a good evening, and at this point, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? There being none, thank you.